Guys, welcome back to this weight loss series. We are on part 12 of 20, so we're getting there. Today's going to be probably one of my favorite videos in the whole series. The best diet for weight loss, and not only that, the most weight ever lost in the entire medical literature we're going to talk about. So as usual, I recommend taking notes on this series. This is a lot. I'm enjoying this beautiful day out here. Man, it's so gorgeous. It's probably in the upper 70s out here. It's probably like 77 or so. Beautiful weather out here. Very unusual for this time of year in the suburbs of Chicago to be this warm and this nice out. Hey, Das. So anyways, let's get into it. I've heard the saying, I don't care what diet you do as long as the diet works for you. I've heard that said before. Actually, Athlean X says that, and you know, he makes a good point. Hey, Das.
I said Daddy's head. Alright, hold on,
So,
like this.
well, that's kind of true, yeah. It's a good weight loss.
Hold on to his head.
Somewhat true as long as you can stick with it and it helps you lose weight, it's a good weight loss diet. Well, yeah, and at the same time, no. So let's talk about the qualities of a good diet. A good diet needs to, A, it needs to be sustainable. 2, it needs to be safe. 3, it needs to have nutrition on it. There's a lot of diets out there. 4, it needs to be life extending. A plant-based diet achieves all of these, minus the B12. Other than that, it gives you all the nutrients you need. When people follow a high-carb diet or a low-carb diet, after a year they end up seeming to be about the same after a year. There's really not much of a difference overall. I think she's doing okay. And the largest calories in the diet, in the American diet, is grains, refined grains, added fat, meat, added sugars. One source, and this sounds hard to believe, but is saying to get all your essential vitamins and minerals on a keto diet, you need to eat 37,500 calories a day. I don't know, seems, I guess it's true. I guess it depends on what kind of keto diet you follow, which I think most people following a keto diet are probably following a high meat diet. Hey, Das, how you doing? According to this source, on a weight loss diet, you know, a scale measuring weight loss diets, Atkins scored probably the worst one, and then in terms of the best one that scored the best was the Ornish plant-based diet. That one scored the best. One paper found eating plant-based tend to actually have more nutrients such as vitamin A, C, E, and the B vitamins, calcium, magnesium, and iron. The source is listed here if you want to read it. Editor-in-chief in the Journal of American Dietetics Association said, what can be better than a plant-based diet? When it comes to issues such as heart disease, cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, low bone mineral density, 9 out of 10 studies agree that at the very least a plant-based diet is not going to worsen the condition. 8 or 9 out of 10 reviews of animal products or processed foods show this to actually worsen the condition, such as diabetes, heart disease, cancer, low bone mineral density, etc. One study was even going to show women on a menstrual cycle how they would do on a plant-based diet, and it turned out that the women had they had to quit the study because they weren't going back to their old diets. They couldn't measure things because they were having such good menstrual cycles on the diet. We've talked about all these things previously that I'm about to mention, but a plant-based diet is low in anti-inflammatory foods. We've talked about this. Cleanest and lowest obesogenic chemicals. We talked about that several videos ago. Highest in fiber. High in water-rich foods. Lowest in addictive processed foods, low glycemic, low insulin loads, low in calorie density, low in fat, low in refined grains, which is a high part of the diet. There is no meat, low in salts, low in sugar. Actually, yeah, if it's a whole food plant-based diet, there is no refined grains. Microbiome friendly, satiating, rich in fruits and vegetables, legumes, life sustainable, nutritious, and healthy. You guys know my stance on the plant-based diet. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. The more plant-based you can go, the better. According to this source here, the most successful innovation to date is a whole food plant-based diet. People following a plant-based diet on average are 20 to 30 pounds lighter, as mentioned in a previous video. That was actually the title of one of the videos. One study involving over 90,000 people showed that those eating plant-based did a better job overall at lowering their weight. And obesity rates in vegans run as low as 2 to 3%. Alright, so one 6-month study actually showed that those randomized to eat completely plant-based diets lost twice as much weight as compared to those who ate fish, meat, and 7.5% of their weight loss compared to about 3%. So they lost 7.5 and the other group lost 3%. And this was without added exercises, calorie counting, or portion control. The subjects were told to eat as much as they wanted, whenever they wanted. All they had to do was follow a plant-based diet. So in other words, they naturally lost weight just by following a plant-based diet. Alright, so let's talk about the broad study in 2017 in New Zealand. They had subjects had 12 weeks of classes informed about the benefits of eating a plant-based diet. At the end of the 12 weeks, these people lost an average of 19 pounds. They were also encouraged to incorporate it into their families and communities. And at 6-month follow-up, they were sticking with this diet. They were now down 27 pounds 6 months in. Not only this, they came off many of their medications after a year. After the follow-up study, they still kept the weight off. I'm actually going to link this article. You can actually read it yourself. The highest weight loss ever achieved has been on a whole food plant-based diet in the medical literature. I'm reading the conclusion of the article that I just posted. It says the program led to significant improvements in BMI, cholesterol, and other risk factors. To the best of our knowledge, this research has achieved greater weight loss at 6 and 12 months than any other trial that does not limit energy intake or mandate regular exercise. That was the author's conclusion. I don't know how much weight they lost. Reading studies, I actually went to go read the study, and it's really hard to interpret the data when you're not like a scientist or anything. That's why I like to go by doctors like Dr. Greger, who breaks it down for you and knows how to interpret this information, because the normal average Joe and Jane just don't know how to interpret this stuff. Last thing Dr. Greger is mentioning here, even starting out on plant-based and adding meat in once a week appear to double or triple the odds of diabetes, stroke, heart disease, and drop 3.6 years of life expectancy. And then that's that study there. And then plant-based diets reverse heart disease. I've talked about that before too on this YouTube channel. I broke down those studies really well. So, takeaway message, guys. We got to stick to what the human diet is meant to be. What is the optimal human diet? Well, we kind of mentioned it. It's a safe diet, nutritionally adequate, full of fiber, gut microbiome healthy, low in obesogenic chemicals. We just named all these things. We need a diet centered around plants where we got herbivore teeth. We're not meant to just eat so many processed foods, eat all this meat. Can you have a little bit of it? Is a little bit of it going to make you fat? And is a little bit going to kill you? Probably not. But why put these junk foods in our diet? Why put them in our bodies? Do not we want to live our lives to the fullest? Do not we want our bodies to be as healthy as possible? At least I do. And then we can also get into the environmental and ethical reasons, which is also another reason I follow the plant-based diet. I really believe the optimal human diet is primarily fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, legumes, lentils. In my opinion, that is the optimal human diet. I think if we want to lose weight, guys, you need to follow a whole food plant-based diet filled with lots of fruits and vegetables. I recommend you make at least half your diet fruits and vegetables with very little processed foods, very little meat, very little sugar. Just eat nature. Eat the way nature intended. Eat foods you can grow out here in the garden. Right, Dasa? That's right.
I'm going to follow.
You're going to go follow Mama? So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I couldn't actually tell you how much weight was lost. It's really confusing how to interpret the data. But, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next week's video is on weight loss boosters, such as there are foods actually you can take that help with weight loss. Now, keep in mind, it's very little weight loss, but the whole point of this series is to give every piece of advice I could possibly give. Even if it's something that only helps you lose a half a pound, I'm helping all these things together will help you get in optimal weight.
Here.
You haven't been on YouTube in a while, Sarah.
Oh, hi.
It's been a while since she's been there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will continue the series next week. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.